Hi, everyone. My name is Heejae Lim, and I'm the founder and CEO of Talking Points. Talking Points is an education technology nonprofit with a mission to unlock the potential of families in being more engaged in their children's education, especially for under-resourced, multilingual, and diverse communities. And we build a multilingual family engagement platform that facilitates two-way translated communication between families and educators and school and district administrators in their own languages. We use human in the loop and an AI-enabled translation to do this and have experienced skyrocketing growth in the last 12 months. In 2020, we served more than 3 million educators and families on the platform, spanning 35,000 schools across the US, a third of which communicated at least weekly with each other. Nearly half of the families are non-English speaking, with 70% of students qualifying for free reduced lunch, and are students of color. So in addition, Talking Points has accumulated more than 100 million conversations between teachers and families, with this data set growing day by day exponentially. Almost a half of this data set, as you can imagine, is in a language other than English, and it's heavily skewed towards under-resourced, diverse, and multilingual students and their families. So it's a testament to the growing need that Talking Points is solving and a real pain point in these communities. But not only that, the uniqueness of this data set lends really well to some of the learning engineering goals, to be able to really experiment and learn insights from this data set. So while the impact of family engagement is shown to be a critical driver in student success, research into big data sets to drive insights on best practice behaviors in relationship building, communication to drive student outcomes has not yet been undertaken. So our key learning goal is to understand patterns of behaviors in family and teacher partnership that drive improvements in relationship building and ultimately student outcomes. So we're building this data model of the conversation data set to determine best practices, analyze communication gaps, and understand patterns. We will then use these models to build recommendation sets to support families and teachers. And the tool will further accelerate development of research-driven practices that can be applied to other organizations or the ecosystem that support families and educators. So for example, if the parents are asking many similar questions to the schools, can we nudge other parents to ask the same question if we think that's valuable? Or how do higher income parents interact with the teachers? And is there a communication gap that we can fill in for more under-resourced families? What knowledge might they be missing? And in turn, we would also create an A/B testing infrastructure that researchers could build on to test out assumptions on how to influence behavior on both parents and schools and the teachers' end. And baked into this tool would also be an infrastructure that allows for rapid experimentation and data-driven continuous improvement, which is complemented by our agile product development process that will allow insights to be rapidly baked into enhancing family and educator experiences. We also envision Talking Points platform as not only a means to an end to facilitate communication, but also facilitate interventions as a way of connecting different granular teacher and parent behaviors, policy interventions, and in light of meaningful student outcomes and educational outcomes as our ultimate goal. So ultimately, through this, we will be able to deliver personalized, scaffolded coaching, resources, and information in the form of guidance to parents and teachers, providing a novel yet comprehensive, accessible, and scalable approach to systematically addressing the key barriers that we believe to exist in family engagement in these communities we'd like to serve, and ultimately closing gaps in family access to information and student success in a low-cost, scalable way. So we believe that at Talking Points, we will fundamentally change the way that educators and families interact and create partnerships based on trust and focused on student learning and success, and ultimately leveling the playing field in education. I hope I gave you something valuable today, and thank you for listening.